biodiversity, inequality in sports. So lots of really intense, deep topics that our students are tackling. So it's very exciting. I said it really fast, yeah.
Part of the school, but I'm curious about the topic.
Yep.
And those part of the guides or the goals for kids, because I know that the United Nations has like goals for corporations, organizations worldwide, and is this part of the kids goal or they create their own goals?
So we have, I shared this the other day with families, so it's the UN Sustainable Goals. And so I don't know if there's a kid specific one, but the topics that they choose fall within one of these
Yes, I can
goals.
see, I'm familiar with that, but those are different than the others, so it's cool that the kids have their own goals.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of cool, so clean water, native plants, service animals, so lots of really fun, exciting topics that are, like I said, our kids are researching, diving into. And then one of the biggest pieces that they have to do is create an action project or an action out of what they're learning. And so tomorrow I get to meet with lots of different groups so they can share what their action can and will be with me. So it's a really exciting time to be a fifth grader.
I might have missed it. Is the exhibit at a specific time?
The exhibition will take place on June 6th. I don't know the time off the top of my head. Yep, but it's.
And are like parents invited?
Yep.
Okay, yes. I didn't because the flyer to the same time.
Yep. So there'll be another flyer that will come to fifth grade specifically to invite them to exhibition and to share in all the learning the kids did. So that's a really fun thing that's happening right now. There's lots of other pieces that we're doing. So we just finished our first round of interview and select. Which is the internal transfer process for licensed staff. And if you were here a couple of months ago when we talked about budget, we were going to add a fourth grade position. And so to avoid a split of a third and a fourth grade, so we added a fourth grade and we did hire somebody. And so I'm very excited to have that person join us. Her name is Sarah Hippert. She's currently at Wyndham and will be joining us next year as one of our fourth grade teachers. She was very, very highly recommended from lots of different principals and colleagues. So I'm super excited to have her join us. Our fifth grade position was not filled. So I think I've shared that Miss L. Rainey will be moving into one of our English language learner positions. And so that made her fifth grade position open. And so that position was not filled. So that will go to the second round of interview and select. So that position is currently posted, and we have interviews next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We also filled our intervention position with Ms. Lindsay, who has kind of been serving that role this year. Right now, she was transitioned into a fifth grade room for a leave, but she is going to be doing the intervention role next year. And I was able, I think I talked about this, but advocating to get an additional special ed teacher. And that finally came to fruition on Friday, which is good because Monday, today, was when the jobs were posted. So I was able to also post an additional special education resource teacher. So we'll be adding a third position for that. So that's also available for this round. So lots to do for Christine and I and the interview teams that will be helping us to find some qualified candidates, quality candidates for our building. Speaking of band being restored, we have our Spring Arts Night on Thursday. So our third, fourth, and fifth graders will be performing for us, singing songs, and the band will also perform. I know many of us got a sneak preview of what they've been learning at the band night that we had, but they'll be performing more different songs this coming Thursday. So that starts at 5:30, and there will be some information I think has already gone home or will be going home to families about times to show up and where to go when you get here.
There are two questions from the chat. One about the band. What did they cut to make the budget for band?
I don't know.
Okay. Gabriel doesn't know. And then what grades is the new CERT for?
I don't know that either. It's dependent on what the team and I decide. I know right now it's split K2 and some 3, and then 3, 4, 5. In the past, we've banded certs with grade levels, so like a K1, a 2, 3, and a 4, 5. We also are our model of servicing non-public students We've increased that. We service students from Risen Christ, and they walk over here and our service them. And so it could be a model of a banded grade level, or it could be a model of one person does all of the non-public students. I'm not sure yet, so that's still up for discussion. Any other questions from the chat?
I've got a quick follow-up. The second round of interview select is next week.
Yep.
Will that include the band position then?
Yep.
So that'll make it into that realm. When we got funded our 0.3.
Yep.
In the communication you received, Diego, did they say whether or not they funded the program in its entirety, or do we only know that we were funded to our 0.3?
Meaning, well, my understanding is that every fifth grade district-wide will have instrumental music.
Right, no, yeah, absolutely.
My understanding is that some schools were able to somehow fund it from their own budgets. And so I don't know the specific details around how much was funded, but I know we got funded 0.3, which is what we currently have.
Yeah. No, the reason I asking, there are some other schools are saying they were a 0.4 prior to the cut. They're getting a 0.3 back now.
Yeah.
So I was curious how, knowing it's district-wide, if that's the case. The other thing I also understand is where Bancroft is going into second round, it sounds like there may not be the same number of open positions available. So then it's a seniority thing as to whether or not people are going to be able to apply to
Yeah,
positions.
I think that's what I said when I started, is I don't know all those answers. I'm not HR, and sometimes I call them for those types of questions. I know some band teachers might have gone out of the district already. I know some band teachers that were accessed may have picked up a general music position that was available in the first round. So I think a lot of those HR questions are still up in the air as far as who will fill the position. All I know is that we have a position to offer and instrumental music to offer to our kids and families. So I think that's really cool.
The other follow-up, fifth grade, the open positions for the second fifth grade teachers there. So next year's fifth graders will still be in that ballpark of 32, whatever that count was.
Yep. Unfortunately. Let's see. Next week, we're going to welcome a whole bunch of new families and students to Bancroft. On Wednesday, the 22nd, we have our kindergarten and high five open house and registration. So we have 78 kindergartners that have already been placed at Bancroft, and I think 30 high fivers that have already been placed at Bancroft. So that's really exciting to be starting right at capacity already. And so it'll be a fun night to welcome them. They get to visit their classroom, see their team. They don't know who their teachers are yet, but they'll meet the kindergarten team and the high five team. So I'm looking forward to hosting that next week, along with interviews.
Do we have a table at that?
Yeah, can PTO have a table?
Do you need help from us?
Yeah. That's a great time to recruit new families and talk about what PTO is all about. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's see, classification. I also wrote that in our latest newsletter. That's the process of when grade levels are preparing classes and organizing groups to pass on to the next grade level. And so if it's not an opportunity to say, hey, I want this teacher, but to share information that would help me and the grade level teachers to sort students into classes for next year. We do try to honor if families have had a teacher in the past, if they've had a really good experience, and try and keep that going with younger siblings, because it's always good to have that already established relationship with the teacher. So we do try to do that as much as possible. But like I said, it's really, I've gotten some really great emails too from families about, my kid learns fast when, and kind of shared some information. So I would, I think I put in there that May 8th was the last day, but somebody just emailed me today. So if you have any ideas, you can still send them to me and we'll do the best we can, but that will be, we start that the 28th of May. And then students will not find out who their teacher is until the fall. We send a welcome back letter. And that's just been our practice since I've been here. Let's see, what else? So one of the pieces that came with the new teacher contract is an adjusted calendar. And so some of these pieces will start coming out, but 5 days have been removed from the teacher calendar. And I think this part was approved by the board, that school will now end on June 6th next year instead of June 11th. And to do that, they are adding 10 minutes to the school day. And so our bell time right now is, and it's not final, but it's proposed to be 9:10 to 3:50 instead of 9:10 to 3:40. And so that's something that I'll put out official communication once it becomes finalized. But I just wanted to put that on everybody's radar. And I do want to remind people, and I was going to do more of this as the new year started, but our school day does start at 9:10. So technically students should be in their seats ready to learn at 9:10, not still walking down the sidewalk and into the building at 9:15, 9:20. And so it's helpful to get everybody there, get breakfast started so the teachers can have that routine of getting their morning meetings started and being here to start school. Anything I missed? I know it was a lot.
I think the new staff is good news.
Yeah.
Like, I like that the 3-4 split doesn't have to happen and the new other sports, it's great.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And Christine wanted me to mention field day. Field day is.
It's on people's minds.
It's on people's minds. Field day is coming up. It's on June 7th. Is that a Friday?
Yeah.
June
Yeah.
7th.
Yeah.
It's a Friday. We were going to have it at Powderhorn Park again. That space has just always worked really, really well for us. And the littles will be in the morning, and then our bigger students are 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be in the afternoon at Powderhorn. And so please reach out if you are interested in volunteering, maybe helping out in one of the games or one of the activities that we have. It'd be great to have you. But so yeah, field day, June 7th.
If we come to volunteer, can we take our kids home at the end, or do you need them to come back?
Oh, you can take them.
Because I know mine will ask that.
Yeah. No, just make sure you check out with their teacher, and a lot of families come and take their kids at the end. All right, Ms. Hartman, you ready now?
I have one question for,
Okay.
sorry, and I'm ready to show your slide deck. The question is there news about telescope math next year?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So there is news of telescope math for 5th graders. It will continue as normal. If you are a rising 3rd grader going into 4th grade, it has been discontinued.
Oh.
And so before we were sharing that with everybody, that's a sneak preview, we were gonna brainstorm some ideas of how that could look differently here at Bancroft, since we do have a full-time advanced learner teacher. And so, but the support from the district as far as telescope math has been eliminated. That's one of the things that's also been cut.
Yeah.
But it will continue for the 5th graders, but not the 4th graders.
But because we know we've got talent here, there would be some alternate programming. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's really the part that I think
Okay.
is the important thing to hear. All right, you want me to share your slide deck?
Real quick, well, I'll make it really super quick. So I just want to follow up. At the beginning of the year, we started with, I had brought a proposal for our chalk unity. And this was for, are you showing it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah.
Okay. And this was for us to be able to go to out in the playground for the kids, for all kids to feel included and to have something for them to do during recess. And so we worked with the ambassadors, and we were fully funded from the PTO, from all of you. And so our artists started last week. And if you just want to go skip ahead. So this is what the proposal looked like. And then on Friday, she started. And then we've been working with her on the design with our 5th graders as part of their legacy project. And they kind of came up with some ideas, a lot of ideas. And then she has been implementing them, and it's not completely done, but it will be done for Thursday. And we're going to unveil it on Thursday for the arts night. And then we also have a parent coming in that will do a smudging, which is an important ceremony for our native students and also for everyone, for our whole community. But because it includes a lot of native art and a lot with the directions for the mandala, they really wanted to make sure, he asked if we could do a smudging, which is really a really nice. I didn't expect that to happen. And so it's just really nice that one of our parents volunteered and wanted to do that. Can you go ahead to the next other ones? Okay, so this was the proposal. Keep going.
More?
Yep, keep going. And then this is how she started the other day. No, next one. It's really important to find the center. And you'll kind of notice on the corner, the light always hits the center. And so that she literally, I mean, she had to find the center of where she would, anyway, it was fascinating. I was gone at camp, so I didn't get to see it, but I was able to see all these pictures. And then the cool thing is we incorporated north, south, east, and west, which is also very, very important to our native families and to this, to the land. And the land acknowledgement. And so we wanted to make sure we included that. So it is actually centered where it's supposed to be. And then if you go to the next one, this is just kind of the start of it. This was one of her designs. And then if you keep going, this was another piece of it. This is just one part of it. And you'll notice the globe for IB International School. And then if you keep going, you'll see these peace stubs at north, south, east, and west. And those were the kids designed those. And they wanted them at north, south, east, and west. And then if you keep going to the next one, you'll also see all of the school tools. And then you'll see books. And then if you keep going to the next one, these are all flags, and they'll be international flags. She's not going to fill them in because we also have our native community also, and you'll see downstairs that we have, there's a flags that represent the native community in Minnesota. And so the kids can decide what flags they want to color in and how they want to color them in. So this is not done. This is just, she worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This was taken late last night, and then she's working tomorrow to finish it. So she still has a lot of these pieces in here to finish, and then she still has a couple of other pieces to finish. Okay, so this will be, this is permanent, and then the kids will go in and they will decorate it every single day. And then it washes away, and then they'll decorate it again. So that's part of the chalk unity. So I just wanted to update you.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Does anyone have questions? Pardon me?
What is this smudging?
Smudging?
Yeah.
So it's a native ritual and a spiritual ritual, which it's to bring the good spirits and the good, the good vibes, the good important, and to for the bad, the bad thoughts and bad things to go away. So it's to bring it's to bring peace. And so they do that around a lot of important things. And he considered this to be a really important piece for our kids. And so he wanted to bring only good, positive vibes for our kids. Mm-hmm.
One thing I was curious about, this is so cool. Will there be chalk available at recess and at arts night for kids to just use?
Yeah, that was part of the proposal. Is we bought a lot of chalk, and we also bought extenders for. We have a number of kiddos in wheelchairs or that need accessibility. So we bought extenders so that it will be accessible to everyone. So yes, that was part of the proposal.
Love that so much.
It's beautiful.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you, thank you so much, yes, thank you. Treasurer's report.
Okay, it's the end of the year, so these numbers get bigger for sure. The field trip fund has $18,844.83. There were $619 in deposits and withdrawals for $11,938.90. And the PTO balance is $35,451.22. The deposits and withdrawals reflects the plant sale, which is basically 15,000 that came in and 15,000 that went out. And the spirit wear, which is around 4,000 that came in and 8,000 that came out. So the deposits were $22,085.45 and withdrawals $27,477.
We'll, next month, so next month we're not meeting, the PTO is not meeting in June, but we'll send out like a detailed expense budget for the year to the listserv. You should be on the listserv. Namaste. Okay, any questions about budget, expenses? Nobody want to talk about them, any?
Thank you, Liz. For your
Yeah, thank you.
So much, Liz.
So the plant sale is a break even?
No, we made money.
Yeah, we made money, but that comes in as a check that either is floating around somewhere, so it has to be acquired.
Okay,
Yeah, I haven't seen that check, so that should come in.
Yeah.
But then we also pay for more things. Fun Fest is coming up, and the mandala, I'm sure, and other end of the year stuff.
The plant sale, we raised $5,900.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But Liz and I both agree that having $15,000 in cash and checks in our possession is a lot. And then treasurer next year has some potential work to do in getting a credit card for the PTO. So I don't mind the miles, but it was slightly frightening to see my credit card.
Yeah, we only have a debit card now, and there's a daily limit, and then bank used to, if I would call, they would raise it, but they just have cracked down so much on checks and fraud and stuff that we could not get that to work. So.
They were more happy with Liz writing me a $15,000 check than they were with us using the bank card to make a $15,000 transaction. So
it's good to know. It's good to know.
There's a question.
Oh, do you have a question?
Maybe an annoying question, but have we considered moving to a card that might offer points? So since we're having big transactions and paying it off. Well, but I mean, I feel like the idea that we might be leaving some kind of benefit on the table, I mean, I don't know. I for an organization, we're doing a lot of traveling, and then we would actually give out flights as like gifts for like stuff with the points that we got. So I don't know. I doubt we're in that level, but.
no, it's a great thing for next year's treasurer.
Yeah, next year's treasurer, wherever you are. Okay. Any other questions?
Someone needs located.
Oh, okay.
You let her in.
All right,
Did she,
there,
she
I
dropped
got
out.
it. Okay, so we're gonna, now it's election time. I wasn't here last year, but we're gonna do a slate, and this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna share all the people who have self-nominated for all the positions, and we're gonna vote on the slate. Now, if other people want to run for an office, then we're gonna start from the beginning and go position by position. Does that make sense?
So right now you have one person per position.
Right now I have one person per position.
Nice.
So we're gonna do a slate, but then I will ask, is there any other nominations? And if there are, then we'll go position by position. Does that make sense? Normally, go ahead.
Oh, I just noticed that readathon chair is not.
I dropped it for next year to the fall. So I dropped it because we didn't fill it this time.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you're gonna have to do it. I'm just saying we're
It's one of those, well, anyway, it's one of those things that we have to get going on very quickly at the beginning of the year. So it does take some lead time.
I will make sure this, if I am still in this position, I will make sure we will find somebody this summer. I just couldn't fill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, can someone write it?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so these are the nominations. I might,
There's just a question from the Zoom,
Oh, yes.
from Kate. Should we
Should
call
we
for
call for
nominations before it's late?
no, we're gonna call for nominations. We're gonna do the slate first and then we're gonna call for nominations because
I'll find
Oh,
you.
public
during the
participation.
back.
That's one.
Great, thanks. Okay.
Okay. I'm a church person and this is how you get anyway, whatever. This is how we church, usually there's a nomination committee and they present a slate. Anyway, so president is me, Sana. VP is Melissa Hansen. Secretary is Kay.
Well, I can't write that down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you? Sorry, I'm
Okay,
doing my best.
secretary is
Eubank, Kate Eubank.
E.
E, yeah.
How do you spell you?
EUBANK. Communications is Michelle.
Oh, sorry, treasurer was next on.
Treasurer is Joe.
Hey. Joe. Comms.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Oh, is Kristen here? I put her on the list. I don't know if, I don't see her. So we're just gonna leave that off right now because I didn't get confirmation for that. Fundraising is Carissa. And I think that's it.
Social media is.
I know, yeah, it's all, because she didn't confirm and she's not here. So I don't wanna nominate her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is fundraising a new position?
it is.
Oh.
As
So-
social media and communication.
And volunteer.
No, communications is always a position.
Yeah. So that's the current, self-nominations. Is there any other person? We do have, social media and the at-large readathon. Any other nominations? No pressure. Okay. Okay, so then we vote, right? Okay, so all in favor of this slate, you say aye, or raise your hand, I guess, on Zoom too.
Aye.
Aye. Woo, okay, and.
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Abstentions?
We got pirates, aye.
Aye. Any abstentions? We won't hold it against you, I promise. Okay.
All
right. Great, I'm back, even though I tried to leave. Okay. So thank you for that. Is anybody any questions from anybody, like, it's particularly new people? Do you want to share a little bit about yourself? Oh, I should have told you, I'm sorry, I don't give warnings.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I can share. So,
Yeah.
yeah, my name is Joe Hewitt. You, I'm sure saw my two kids here. Miriam is in second grade. Serena is on the wait list for High Five. Otherwise, she'll be in kindergarten in a year. And yeah, I'm an accountant by trade. And so
Yes.
you guys can thank my wife for volunteering me to do this, but I'm
Send her
doing it
flowers.
happily. So yeah, that's me. And so I'll be around for a couple of years, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Kate?
My name is Kate, she and they pronouns. I have a second grader named Z, and a kindergartner named Milo. And now that our youngest is like aging out of kindergarten, we were like, my partner and I formed one human being, and together we can hold down one position in the PTO. I'm part of a worker-owned cooperative that does training and consulting around anti-oppression work, and I take a lot of notes for my job. So taking notes for secretary position felt like.
Yay.
I'm Carissa Tomlinson. I know a lot of you. My child is Till, and they are in first grade in Mr. Imran's class. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a librarian, but I don't do readathon stuff. We're a line of health, so a different kind of librarian. Yeah, I'm excited about being more involved in PTO and learning what the fundraising chair does.
Yay. We're excited too.
And then if you just, I know people, yeah, go ahead, Melissa.
I'm Melissa Hanson. I use she, her pronouns, and I have a third grader. And I work at the university in health sciences. And I basically like a professional know-it-all there. And so and a utility player, so I know pretty much.
Awesome. And Michelle, do you want to go? Yes.
Hi, sorry, I have to leave for class in a minute, so I'm in my horrible basement loading stuff up for class. I'm Michelle. I use she and they pronouns, and I am a book designer actually. So I've been doing communications and like graphic design stuff. So I've been doing like the newsletters and the t-shirts and stuff like that. So if I could do it in InDesign and Photoshop, it's in my wheelhouse. If it's on social media, it's not. And so I apologize for that. So if anybody wants to be a social media chair.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I've got a third grader also named Miriam Joe and an incoming kindergartner, Avi.
Yay. So I'm Sana. I have a third grade, she, they pronouns. I have a third grader in the same class with Melissa and Shauna's kiddos. I just graduated from seminary. I'm actually a licensed therapist. I have many hats. My wife likes to say I have many jobs, but don't get paid for any of them. Yeah. So, they want me to get a job now, so I don't know about this. I moved to Minneapolis 3 years ago, and this is Doniel's first year here at Bancroft, and we love Bancroft. Yeah. And I serve on a lot of boards. I serve on my denominations board. I serve on a lot of boards. So usually to diversify, because I am brown, queer, and female, and that just fills so many boxes. So many boxes. Anyway, they love me. Okay, yay. Lots of boxes. Okay, family fun. Any questions?
I just want to to round out the slate. Kate, I'm just calling you out as the chair of the SRTS.
Oh, right.
So that's a position that Kate will.
But it's not an electable position.
It's correct. I just want to make sure that that it's for the sake of this meeting, we understand that is a board position. Yeah. So that'll continue for another year, because that's a 2-year process. And so for anyone who wants to continue with this, if you want to pick up that granting process, then we can start it all over again next year.
Yeah, it's safe rights to school. Yeah. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so Family Fun Fest update. I'll just give you, the committee has met. We are going to have a band called America and Los Sentimientos, yay! So we're gonna have a band, and the mixed match band is also coming from Latin, right? It's mixed match, right? Yes.
That is their current name.
That is their current name. It might change their name. Yes, yes.
There's always under discussion, but currently mixed match is the name. Yeah.
And so we're going to hopefully have bounce houses and a dunking tank with Diego. And it was your idea. It was your idea. And I think you were joking, and then
a moment of weakness.
I know it was, but I got it. It was a moment of weakness, but
this is gonna be a huge fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser. It's gonna be. We're gonna have like at least 3 food trucks, an ice cream truck, face painting, all the stuff from last year. We'll have more details probably in a week or so. But it's coming along, and I'm super excited, and we are trying to do it as a fundraiser, so we're asking vendors for a percentage of their proceeds. And then the dunking tank, we're gonna charge $25. No, I'm just kidding. So we will have some fundraising. I'm advocating for mocktails. So like, so bring your flask, no. This is being recorded, okay. And so any questions about the fun? And it's on June 5th, so in 3 weeks. And here, obviously outside. And right now, we do not have a rain date, because we don't believe it's not gonna rain. Okay, Shauna, do you wanna do updates on the plant sale?
Just one question.
Oh, yeah, question.
Fun Fest. Did we last year provide any food for free?
We did not provide, we only had ice pops.
Yeah, we had
freezing.
freezing.
Okay.
Yeah,
The PTO table had snacks that we gave away.
Okay.
I did that. So we had like some, like bunches of bags of stuff.
Okay.
Which I don't know how we got. I feel like maybe you just gave me a bunch of things.
I feel like that was just like leftover snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was popular, it was very popular.
Yes, yeah, so we'll give out some free something, like food, but there will be food, there'll be vendors.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do ice pops, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So there'll be some option.
There'll be some, and we're trying to make it, we have mini donuts and popcorn. It's really, yeah, I forgot about that, we're having so yes, there's gonna be lots of food. So come hungry to eat junk, okay? All right, any other questions? Okay, plant sale.
Plant sale. Plant sale was interesting this year. Thanks to the community for stepping in because I was not here for delivery or distribution on Friday, which was not the intended plan when I set out to help run a plant sale project that should have been done in March, got finished last week. Flying colors is all good, but I had to be in Alexandria. But all in all, it seemed like it went well. A couple of the tweaks that we made this year seemed to help with some of the problems at the end where we don't have the plants we think we should have. And got a few ideas to even tighten that up a little bit further next year. And like I said, we raised a total of $5,900, and we can give some thought next year to again trying to cut down the cost of running the plant sale. I don't remember quite the total, but it was a great printing coupon that saved a bunch, and then my husband and I glued the instructions to the envelopes instead of having it printed straight on the envelopes. We don't want to do that again next year. But I liked having the instructions on the envelopes. I already told Diego that like January, if I'm still doing the plant sale, which I will do the plant sale again, we're gonna get those envelopes printed, gosh darn it. And then also try to, we do the instructions in both languages. It would be nice to try to be able to get the order form to be in both languages. I don't know how one translates plant names, but yeah, so we can do that. I mean, the big sort of waste cost of the plant sale is those packets. We only get about a quarter of them back. So if people have ideas on other strategies, certainly we've talked every year I've been here, for the 2 years I guess I've been here, we've talked about online sales. At least the nursery we work with, or have worked with the last couple of years, they can do online sales, but the way their website portal is set up, we can only pick by like very large classes of items, as in we have to be able to sell or allow purchase of all the 6-packs, which means we would end up with a random selection of 6-packs arriving at the school, which is why we do it the way we do, where we restrict it and then place one giant order. It would be very nice to be able to take electronic payments. The cash, I know a lot of people don't think about risk, but I think about risk a lot. And the amount of risk associated with that much money moving through kids, to teachers, to the office, to me, to Liz, like we were really lucky that there was only one person who came to us and said, where's my order? And we had no record of it, and they paid cash, and thankfully we had leftover plants in the category they thought they bought, and it was only $20, but you know, the risk associated person in my brain, like, you know, I placed a multi-$100 order, other people place multi-$100 orders, and if you do that in cash, and you know, like, I don't know what people like to try and scam the PTO out of, so I like to try to protect from risk, and having some sort of electronic transaction would definitely be nice. So Joe, in your wisdom as treasurer, I think that would be something I'd love to work with you on. It would be nice to have a digital form, but we recognize all of the potential challenges of that there's something really nice about the tactile nature of the form, and the kids like to be able to take the, you know, the form. I'm quite certain a lot of people did not flip that form over. I'm convinced, even though we sold a ton of tomatoes, I'm convinced they didn't flip the form over because they didn't put D over or put pictures of the tomatoes on the colored sheet. So I will put pictures of the tomatoes. We did not know that there were tomatoes. I will put the pictures of the tomatoes on the colored sheet. Yeah, the back of the form apparently was not seen by all. So we could have sold even more tomatoes, I guess. But yeah, it was fascinating to see sort of the ebb and flow of different. One day I will sit down and make a graph of the stuff we've sold year on year and see how it goes. The biggest seller was basil at 110 plants. We usually give prizes, which I forgot to actually look at the spreadsheet and see who gets what. I can say that it's Naveen Lansing in our kiddos class who took the prize for the largest, biggest number of sales. Yeah, I think they sold. They had like 15 transactions or something, and like, you know, solid too. Like it was a good amount of money. Last year it split. There was one kiddo who was associated with a real estate company, and so that was like a single gigantic order. And then there was another kiddo who made many small sales, which I thought was great. I had ideas about like which kids sold the most plants, but the amounts are the easiest thing to calculate. So I guess I'll connect with you, Sana, and see if we're gonna do prizes.
Okay.
But I don't think the kids really think about it, know, or care with the plant sale in the way they do with the book sale.
Yeah, I think there's less of a history of it, so there's not that like entrenched lore.
Yeah.
And you're definitely getting a bulldog if you win the readathon now.
Yeah. Bulldog, yeah. Win the readathon. So,
They like those.
thank you to everyone who, you know, helps with the sale. There's lots of opportunity for fundraising, I think, to really like expand our approach. There's always people in the neighborhood who come in saying, oh, did you have the plant sale, blah, blah. The one thing we have not done in the 2 years I've done this, and I won't change that again for the risk, is we don't sell on site. It's all pre-orders. And so inevitably when there's, you know, plants coming in and out, people are like, oh, you're having a plant sale? We're like, yeah, you have to pre-order. And of course then that puts burden on the office if we're like, well, just call the school. So, you know, maybe some sort of coordination between the social media chair and the fundraising chair and the plant chair, and we can like expand possible sales even more.
If we had like a QR code and we had a digital form.
Yeah, I really think that would be like a really nice way to go. I have multiple checks, and I'm a scientist, so data entry is like, you know, a thing that I do. I don't have time to do that twice, and I don't have time to have somebody else do it, but I have multiple checks and balances in the spreadsheet, so I am reasonably confident that the data entry is going okay, but it's time consuming. So anything that can, you know, take the error factor out, and also just improve the efficiency, I think would be welcome. I'm a little bit frightened what delivery might look like if we do increase our sales by a lot. I did get one piece of feedback that I will be passing on to Paul's, and this I would have caught myself if I had been there for delivery. There's something wonky with the Sun mixed patio pots. They were not mixed. They were pots of uniform plants, and that's not what we ordered. So I'll be passing that disappointment on to Paul's.
I just have a couple follow-up questions. Do you know what the total order amount, total number of forms that came back were for this year's spring?
There was a total of 170 orders. That is orders, like pieces of order form. So in terms of packets, I think it was probably more in like the 120, 130-ish.
Sure. And then for next year's, for this rising council to consider, we could move vendors. The BSA troop, Troop 38, that's the older group of scouts, they use Gurdons and they have the online capability, QR code, everything else. So I'm not sure that, but we have a history with Paul's.
Yeah.
And that was already from past councils as well, so we've never veered. But if this is rising to that, then that might be a time for consideration.
Yeah, I don't have the capacity to explore other vendors, but again, if that's something that other people are interested in doing, certainly I'm happy to step aside. Jack and Jane called, you know, we tend to like to support families. I have Jack on speed dial, so, you know, there's something to be said for that as opposed to a larger vendor, but there's definitely also something to be said for online purchasing. But I mean, we've got the delivery down to like a very fine, like it went so well that next year we will get the plants. If we stay with Paul's, I wouldn't want to necessarily commit to this for another vendor, but the plants will come in the morning on Friday and we will send them out Friday in the afternoon. So, okay, it's just like,
Okay.
cross check.
Thank you. No more questions? Great. Spirit wear. Yeah.
Hello, I'm here to tell you that everything is in. So we've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies. I think the next step is to get a date on the calendar to sort them and distribute them to the different classrooms. I don't know if people want any updates on the how, but I can share those or not. The good news is that they are in room 203, and I'd love to work with, I think in the past I worked with Mandy to schedule volunteers. And I think we're looking at maybe like a Thursday or a Friday for that. Does that sound right to everyone?
Sure.
Okay. So Mr. DePaz, I don't know if I can just work with you directly to schedule some time behind the gym. I'm thinking maybe we could try to do a Thursday and a Friday, actually, as I'm thinking out loud. And then Mandy, can you help me with getting the request for support out?
Yes.
Awesome. I will follow up with both of you. And the great news is, I do want to tell you, I haven't looked at them too closely, but Michelle and I went back and forth on what kind of t-shirts we should get. And we got some feedback last year that they were a little scratchy. And I was like, you guys are overthinking it. It's not scratchy, they're fine. But actually we went the next level up and they are super soft. So I think it's going to be, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll send out an email about distribution.
Thursday will not work. I think, Aaliyah, when you were here, we talked about using room 214 as maybe the setting and distributing, because the stage and the gym area are not going to work on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
That's not going to work at all. And Friday morning probably won't work because stuff will still be up there and I'm not moving it Thursday night. So we can still do it Thursday, Friday, but it would have to be in room 203 or room 214.
Okay.
And 14 is available, so that would be, except for the Raptor Center stuff. So I don't know.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Raptor Center stuff is super cool. Why don't I just follow up with you and Mandy directly, and we'll find some time and get some messaging out to people.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good.
Right.
Thank you so much. Kate, is Kate on or no?
She dropped when her mic failed and she was gonna roll back in. That was right before Aaliyah started.
Okay.
I could buy us some time. Does anybody want a lawn sign? Has everyone seen the lawn signs? So, we handed out about 60 maybe of these at our play date event. They are traffic calming signs, that's the goal. And if you look at them, there are 4 students had a hand in the design. So our intention is with a Fun Fest, we'll have the signs there. We're going to visit with Bancroft Neighborhood Association and Powder Horn Neighborhood Association and see about just the families, even if they don't have students, they live in the neighborhood. Maybe they'd like to help our bikers and our walkers to come and go safely. And then whatever's left over will be at open house and at a fall bike education play date.
Kate's in the meeting.
Oh, all right.
All right.
So if you'd like some, they're ready to take. After this meeting, I'm going to move them in the closet. So we're going to have to take a look at the closet.
Okay, good luck.
I know. We have to tackle the closet. Kate, do you want to do an update for Safe Routes to School?
Hey everybody, I don't know what I just missed because my Zoom just died. I imagine that Vipal gave you a great update about the event. We're all up to date on all the reporting. We're getting the April report in right now, and we've got the reimbursements from the state are automatic. So we got that kind of smoothed out and everything's looking good on the grant. Anything else, Vipal?
No, I think that's pretty good. We've got Nickelodeon this week for patrollers. And then what's another upcoming, and then we are trying to seek more interpreting and translating for next year. So we've moved some funding around to make sure that next year was well covered as well.
Okay.
But other than that, I think we're in the tail end of this year. Would you say that, Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for the update. Okay. I decided to do PTO appreciation. I'm going to give certificates for all the people that served on the board this year because I like certificates. And I also got you my favorite candy bars. So I only have 10 because I counted wrong. So I found a kind bar here too. Okay. So I just want to do appreciation because I feel like we just want to have appreciation. So first, I want to thank Liz, who writes all the checks. I need a child to help. You can pick what. Heather, can you help with chocolate bars? Yeah. And they can pick one. Okay, here, Liz. Thank you so much for yeah. Okay, Tana's not here, so you don't get a chocolate bar, Tana. Tana, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, but there's no particular order. Wow, thank you for serving. Thank you. Eric. Eric's not here. Eric's not here. Eric, you don't get a chocolate bar. I know. Hey. Tess. Not here. Tess. Not. Shauna. Yay! I hope I got it. Robin. Tom. Yay! I designed them myself. Mandy. Yay! Michelle's not here. Michelle. The communication. I hope I got everybody. Okay.
So,
yes.
Who's rotating off? Robin, you're rotating off?
Yes.
Anybody else? We should give some love.
Yes, Robin and Liz are rotating, and maybe Mandy. No. And I think that's it, right? Those are the only two. No. Yeah, and Tana's rolling off. Yes, yeah. And Tana. Yeah, so those 3. Yes. Okay. Yay! We're having a get together. The board, the old and new board will get together in June. We're gonna get together, and yes. Okay. Upcoming events. We already talked about the Spring Arts Night. PTO will be providing food that night. because it was very popular for the fall one. And do you want to talk about the parent town hall?
I do want to talk about the parent town hall. I was absolutely thrilled at the band update, and then just like fresh, tender, like sinking, angry sort of feelings that like, yay, this program, but then where are the cuts actually coming from? And like, it's a drop in the bucket for the deficit that is falling on our educators and our kiddos' shoulders. And it's been going on my entire lifetime. And I don't want it to be going on your entire lifetime. And so I would love to invite all of the parents and all of the educators to come together so that we're not fighting for crumbs again 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is. There's a parent town hall. We're bringing together community who has a stake in Minneapolis public schools, as well as anybody who's ever experienced struggles with childcare, accessibility, affordability. These are two entwined things. As one of my friends put it, it's like you struggle with the childcare thing for 5 years and then you get into school and it's not like you're done struggling, it's just a different like fight and like different sense of stuff is not going as well as our families and our kids deserve. And so my organization, Take Action Minnesota, in conjunction with COPAL, New Justice Project, and a very grassrootsy, beautiful group called the Minneapolis Families for Public Schools, are bringing community and electeds together next Wednesday, May 22nd. It's going to be in Shiloh Temple. New location just dropped, so if you're registered, you will be getting that update. Shiloh Temple over in North Minneapolis, 6 to 8 p.m. next Wednesday, dinner provided, childcare provided. It's really like a numbers game so that the electeds see that folks are building solidarity and see that we're like sticking around to give them the cover that they need in order to make the big, bold investments that they need to make for our families. We've invited people from the governor's delegation. There's definitely going to be state legislature, county commissioners, school board members, school superintendent, city councilors in attendance. Opportunity for us to really raise our voices and share with them the grief and the rage. So I don't have a QR code right now, which is really silly of me. Who here is interested in coming? I will be there. Evelyn's going to be there. Sean is there. Son is there. Interested? Yeah. Okay, cool. If you are coming, come talk to me. I will text you the registration link right over here afterwards. Okay. Yeah, and we will get you all signed up. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, I think this is, so we already talked about the Family Fun Fest, the 5th grade exhibition, and field day. So the last thing is the raffle. We had about 45 people fill out the survey. So thank you, because we will take that feedback. And I offered a $25 gift card to those people that wrote their names to encourage people. So I'll let Diego be the bad guy and pick the.
I love being the bad guy.
Yeah, I love being the bad guy. And I just only the people that wrote their names.
Just one?
Just one $25 gift card.
No, that's not fair. It says Corey Cox.
Corey Cox!
That doesn't seem right.
All right, so this is our, basically.
Are we sure they don't all say Corey Cox?
Okay.
I'll meet Corey Cox in the band.
So this is our last PTO meeting, but we will see you all on, hopefully at Family Fun Fest. Yeah, just reach out. We'll be doing some planning this summer for the new year. I'm really excited. I have some ideas about getting more parents involved, having parent reps for each classroom so that we can have more volunteers. So I'm really excited to get started and planning for next year. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm the person behind the Bancroft email for now. But thank you all for coming and take some food, and we are adjourned. Woo!
It is a record. We haven't had any information.
I know, but I had actually reached out with something.
I haven't written. No, I have. Yeah.